Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Friday the 19th of April 2019 and we're providing our gold and silver weekly update for the week ending the 18th of April. It's a shorter week this week because of the Good Friday holiday, although the Asian markets were open today, but gold generally moved sideways. Gold fell $15 last week from $1,290 to $1,275, having hit a high of $1,292 and a low of $1,271. In sterling terms, gold finished the week at £981, that's down £6, and in euros it closed at €1,134, that's down €8. Silver fell 3 cents, from $14.99 to $14.96, having hit a high of $15.10 and a low of $14.86. In sterling terms, it closed at £11.51. That's actually up 5 pence. And in euros, it closed at 13.30 euros. That's up 0.04 euros. The gold to silver ratio fell from 86.1 to 1 to 85.2 to 1. The Dow Jones closed on Thursday at 26,559, up 110 points on the day and up 147 points on the week. And the NASDAQ closed at 7,998, up 2 points on the day and up 14 points on the week. And the S&P 500 closed at 2,905, up 4 points on the day but down 2 points on the week. Brent crude rose 42 cents from $71.55 to $71.97, and US light crude rose 11 cents from $63.89 to $64. The dollar index stands at 97.37. That's up 0.4 on the week, reversing the previous week's fall. We ended last week's report with the words, quote, "We envisage a slightly weaker gold and silver price, though once again no dramatic moves in either. Perhaps the best way to describe our assessment is a slow grind down to the next major support level." Unquote. Whilst both gold and silver prices fell in US dollar terms, gold fell the hardest, resting at that crucial supporter level of $12.75. Technical analysts basically foresee a further decline to $12.50 very soon, and we don't disagree. Even $12.25 is in sight for some. It will be interesting to see when markets open after the holidays next week, whether they attempt to regain lost ground with fresh buying or continue the descent towards these lower levels. Do you remember the furor that Basel III was suddenly going to raise gold prices in April, and we stated, don't be so sure, it's even possible it may cause prices to fall a little short term? Yet again, we were right. Now, we do not say this to boast or show off, but we certainly stood against the herd of most of those on YouTube and even Kitco News interviewees advocating higher prices. It's quite lonely standing out there sometimes, but we have a duty to advise what we see from our analysis, and it is proving accurate yet again. Tuesday will prove quite important in that we shall either see a correction back to $12.90 or a fall heading towards $12.50. Silver performed better, but with a gold to silver ratio of 86 and now 85 to 1, one should expect so. We have been advocating lower silver prices because of a fall in industrial demand, as indicated by the videos we put out, both for general release and a more detailed one in the Inner Sanctum, highlighting the World Silver Survey of 2019. Interestingly, though, during the week, China reported better growth figures than anticipated for the first quarter of 2019, and this has caused a little confusion as to what effect on the world economy this may have. We still suspect trade is in the doldrums internationally and may get a little worse, but we are also aware of the attempts made by central banks to ease credit again to ameliorate these effects. Chartists are stating, or technical analysts are stating, that silver will either rise to $16 slowly or break down to $14.50. We believe the latter will occur first, though in fairness, silver prices have held up well, closing down just 3 cents last week. For the moment, and as it has been for many months, most of the impact will be based on the movement of the dollar. So, what do we have on the economic calendar for next week? But please bear in mind, there may be a delay because of the holidays, but hopefully not. While on Monday, existing home sales for March. Tuesday, new home sales for March. Thursday, durable good orders for March. And Friday, perhaps the more important one, GDP for quarter 1. We have to bear in mind that quarter 4 for 2018 had GDP at 2.2%, and the forecast for quarter 1 is 1.5%. But much of it is likely to have been affected by the government close down in December and January. What was interesting about last week's figures were that retail sales for March were 1.6% against an expected 1.1%, so they were higher. And the trade deficit for February was minus 49.4 billion versus an anticipated minus 53.4 billion, so they were lower. So how do we see this coming week? Well, as mentioned earlier, Tuesday will be important to see whether traders follow through with a decline in prices or decide that both gold and silver are at such crucial support levels that they instigate fresh buying again. We are still of the view that the downtrend is more likely, especially as stock markets continue to rise and the US dollar retains its strength. On the political front, with the Mueller report now out, some Democrats are calling for impeachment. Our view is that such a process would be pointless, as it would not get through the Senate, and in any case, the presidential election is likely to occur before such a vote has to be taken by the Senate. However, we have heard that some Democrats are of the opinion that they can push through a vote relatively quickly and actually want the Republicans to vote against it in the Senate, as they will then declare that the Republican senators are just party hacks rather than representing the Constitution they are meant to uphold. It shall be interesting to see how that plays out. With regards to the Inner Sanctum, the new forum has been agreed and will be up next week with some very useful changes, and we have a number of new courses and ebooks being uploaded for Inner Sanctum members to download for free over this holiday period. Meanwhile, we hope and wish you have a most enjoyable holiday break and a prosperous week ahead. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.